another video. My name is Brianna, and today I am going to be working on something a little self-indulgent. And today I'm going to be doing a painting based off of the TV show Hamtaro. I watched this a lot when I was a kid, and it's just like something that's very, very dear to my heart. This is a show that I watched back in, I think, the 90s. I remember when it was first coming to America, I got little VHS tapes of it. I had a bunch of like books about Hamtaro. I got the little figures and the little like play set and everything. And one of the things I was obsessed with as a kid was the video games. I wanted to do a painting based off of my Game Boy Color back then. It was this nice light blue. I still have it, but it was this really pretty blue. And I also wanted to do something that was based off of my favorite Hamtaro video game, which is Ham Ham Heartbreak. And I realized as I was painting this that Ham Ham Heartbreak was on the Game Boy Advance and not the Game Boy Color, so this painting is just a complete lie. But it's okay, it still looks cute, and I just wanted to make a cute painting. I remember I was just so obsessed with Hamtaro and specifically Ham Ham Heartbreak back when I was a kid that I would literally just carry my Game Boy Advance and the game like in my pocket, just as a kid, just running around with it. And I remember one time my mom threw my clothes in the wash and I had left the Ham Ham Heartbreak in my pants pocket. And when she pulled out my pants and she was like, "Oh, here, I found your game," I was so worried that the water damage was gonna like destroy all of my data and just make it unplayable, because at that point you just couldn't really find this game in America anymore. But somehow it still works and nothing literally happened to it, and I'm just so surprised. Like, it got a bit beat up, but it still worked completely fine. And since I want to do something really fun, I didn't want to pull out my oil paints because they would just take way too long to dry, and I just didn't have a lot of time. So I pulled out my acrylics, which I've had for like a decade now, and so they're really chunky. They are just horrible to work with. I think I'm gonna just have to get rid of them after this. But I just pulled this out to, play around, and yeah, they just are awful. They're so translucent. I think I'm just spoiled with gouache now. I I literally don't know how I was using these paints like 2 years ago to make actual paintings. It's just really bad. But you can just watch me basically fight my way through this painting. I thought it was going to be super easy to just paint. I thought it was only going to take a day. No, this took a while. Another memory that I have based on these video games is I remember when I got the first Hamtaro game, Ham Hams Unite, for the Game Boy Color. That's the correct one. Um, it was around like Valentine's Day, and I just remember just turning on my Game Boy Color and just having it sit on the like home screen or before you start playing the actual game and just like listening to the home screen music while I was trying to make little Valentine's cards for all my friends in like I think kindergarten or preschool or whatever. It was just really funny that I remember that. The only other Hamtaro game I have is Ham Ham Games, the Olympic sports one, and I just remember having such a hard time with this one. Like, I don't know, maybe I was just too young and didn't understand how to play video games, but I literally had to just go ask my brother to help me beat some of the little Olympic games in it because I couldn't understand anything I was doing. And I remember I really wanted to collect all the costumes in it, and I don't know if I ever finished that because I think you had to keep replaying the game over and over again. And I think I just got to a point where it's like, I can't do this one, like, Olympic sports game and just gave up. I am just super obsessed with Hamtaro. I was so happy when I went to Japan and I found out that, hey, here's one of the big anniversaries. It was either the 20th or 25th, and they just had a whole bunch of plushies made, like brand new ones. Um, I got a giant snoozer plushie and a giant bijou. I couldn't find the Hamtaro one, and then I got ones of Hamtaro, I think, as a cow for like the Zodiac, and then just a couple of the other characters like Cappy and Panda. Um, I couldn't find Penelope or Pashmina, which made me sad because I love them, but they also had little gachapon figures there too, and so I got a couple of those. I wish I had just done the entire thing so I could get everyone, but I didn't want to spend all that money. And that's the completed painting. Looking back, like, this paint is awful to work with. I think it's just because it's so old and I've had it for so long, it's just on its last legs. And so I think this is probably the last acrylic paint I'm going to do with these paints. But I'm really happy with how it turned out still. I could have done a little bit more, but I just don't have time to finish working on this painting. But I'm really happy with how it looks right now, and I'm going to end up putting it in with all of my other Hamtaro merch that I have. This is literally the only way I can help appease myself until the next Japan trip, because I really want to go back and get more Hamtaro stuff. Thank you for watching this video. It really means a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.